What's up, locals? Today we are looking at the MVP Rover cart version 2. You may have seen that I did a review a little while back on the Rogue Iron disc golf cart, which by all accounts appeared to be an amazing cart at an amazing price. So you might be wondering, why would you be switching or considering switching to something like this? All right, so it's a beautiful morning here in Calgary, Alberta. Shout out to our disc golf community here. It has been a while, and we're gonna look at a cart today. Really excited for this one. By all accounts, this is a dolly for your disc golf bag. What appealed to me about this cart was the simplicity of it and the fact that I get to use my bag with this cart. Ultimately, in my community where I play, I go back and forth a lot between wooded courses, extremely hilly courses, and cart-friendly courses. So for me, something like this actually makes a lot of sense. I've been through the transit cart, the compact cart, both from Zuka, and then we switched to the Rogue Iron disc golf cart. All of those carts were carts where you store your discs directly in the cart. But for me, going back and forth between my backpack for courses where I can't use a cart and my cart for cart-friendly courses meant that I actually wasn't using my cart very much. And the other thing is, I tend to play a lot in the morning and I play a lot in the evening, which for me means that I'm actually not in a situation where I need a seat very often. I think when we talk about carts, we get into this place where you start thinking like, oh, you know, you've heard it mentioned somewhere like, oh, it's so nice that it's got a seat, or it talks about the seat height. And those are lovely features if you're playing a busy course or if you're playing lots of tournaments. If there's a chance where you're going to be waiting, the seat is awesome. On the courses that I play and at the times that I play, I don't find that I'm actually needing a seat very often. And for me, I'm starting to realize that for the number of times I need a seat, well, a little folding stool that I mount right onto the pole could be a great option for me. So now we know why I'm considering it. Let's talk about this cart. I guess the big thing with this cart is you need to make sure that your bag, whether it's a shoulder bag or a backpack, can fit inside the dimensions of this space. I believe it's 15 inches across and 10.5 inches deep. So can your bag fit? As you can see here, I've got my pound double convertible Rufus, and it fits perfectly. I've got room for water bottles on the side still, so that there is enough space on the side here. On the other side, I've just got like a little pouch with like Disc Doctor, a chalk bag, stuff like that. This stuff fits still right in here. I've got room for my disc retriever. I opted with this cart. As you can see here, nice updates from the last version of this. The last one had a real sort of like cheap feeling to it. They've made a lot of nice improvements here, going with steel for this one here. Nice sort of like cutouts to try to reduce the amount of weight. This is a super lightweight setup, sort of very minimalistic, which if you've watched my channel before, you know that I aspire to be a minimalist. We've got the fenders on the side here. I opted to upgrade. This is an upgrade. I opted to upgrade to these fenders. Wasn't a lot more to add on. And I know with my other cart, I have them. And on a wet day, just kind of, you know, keeps things clean. And it looks pretty sharp too. On the back here, I was originally, when I bought this, I was thinking about like, oh, how am I going to hold my bag down? Should I be putting the loop of the backpack like through the pole? Should I be clipping together the little, you know, sternum strap on the backpack? What do I need to do to like make this hold its weight down? You do not need anything. This sits in here really, really nicely. Could I do something to mount it down? Maybe, but for me personally, I don't find that that's necessary. You know, the straps they fold down pretty easily here. I don't think that there's any risk of like the bag kind of falling out. And okay, and turning it right back around, you can see on the front here, we've got this like single bar here, which not only is it just like a little spot for like the bag to kind of like sit in and rub up against to hold it in place, but it's also a great point to grab onto when you are lifting this bag in and out of like say a vehicle. This means it's really easy to grab onto in the front and on the back. If I can show you guys again, There is a little ledge right here, which again is just perfect for like lifting it up. The pole on the back here has 4 different height settings. So for someone taller like myself, I love the height of this. I love the fact that I can keep this really, really tall when I'm standing next to it. And they've got these kind of diagonal tighteners here, which makes it really easy. You could pop the whole pole out from the bottom here. I feel like so far I've been loosening from this one here. It's one little push button pop. Oh yeah, just my angle from sitting down there, as you can see. But it pops right out, slides right back in, quick tightening there. It's in place. And yeah, like for me, this is just super minimalistic. And you know, if I'm going from a cart friendly course to a cart where I just need my backpack, whether it's because it's super wooded and the terrain's tricky to navigate. Now that's not to say that this cart can't handle like roots on the ground or some rocks and things like that. It absolutely can handle that. But for me personally, like it's a pretty short course and I just don't feel like I need a cart for this one particular course that I play pretty frequently. But in the sense that I am going to a course that's either super hilly or not cart friendly, all I have to do, lift that out, and I think I was starting to pull it back there, but it just pops right out. And now my bag's ready to go for that, you know, course that's not cart friendly. And I'm really ready to go right here. And when I am ready, I literally just drop it back in. And now I have a cart. Like that to me is such a useful feature when I tend to go back and forth between cart friendly and not cart friendly courses so frequently. I've gotten used to the squared off pole from Rogue Iron. Obviously that was originally started by Ridge Roller. I love that feature. Up top here, you can see, hopefully you can see it. We have got a sort of like bike style water bottle holder. It is quite small and a little bit flimsy. We know what these are like when we see them on other carts. They don't sort of hold up against the test of time. But for me, this is actually like a great spot to mount a putter pouch to. Because it's kind of sticking out here. There are no other sort of like bolts or screws sticking out up higher here to mount to. So this was perfect. And on top of that, it's not a bad spot to put a can. Your favorite beverage can sit literally right there. So I've got my water bottle holder down here in my bag, but I've also got like a single spot up here that would be good for like, you know, a bottle of Gatorade or, you know, a can of your favorite cold beverage that you consume on the course. Not saying anything, not judging. So yeah, this is kind of a great little spot for me. We'll see if this holds up over time. But if it's just for holding a can, super useful there for that sort of social fun round that you're out for. And what can I say other than that? Like it rolls great and it is the most affordable option out there. Now, if I find I'm out for some slow rounds and I'm wishing I had something to sit on, could I mount like a little camping stool to this? Absolutely. Super simple to do that if I felt like I was going to be at a tournament or I was going to be at a busy course one day where sitting was going to be, you know, probably part of my day or waiting is part of my day. But other than that, this has just been like such an amazing option for me. And it really makes using a cart for me, it allows me to kind of like wrap my head around it better. Now, if you're in an area where, you know, most of your courses are cart friendly, you're used to using a cart already, you want to have a seat, this is definitely not that setup for you. It doesn't have a seat option. So if you're really set on that, and unfortunately for me personally, like it took me, well, I had the Transit, which you could sit on, the Compact, which you could sit on, and then the Rogue Iron, which you could also sit on. And I don't actually have a bad thing to say about any of those carts. What I found though with each of them was I wasn't using them as much as I like wished I was. And it was that like having to transfer everything to the cart and then everything back to the backpack and then everything back to the cart. And because I'd invested in such a good backpack, it fits my style of playing and it's super useful for me. It allows me to be able to use this bag in every situation. So yeah, what else can I say? If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. This video is not sponsored. I was just genuinely curious. Haven't done a cart review for a little bit, but I am absolutely loving like sort of the versatility, the ease of transferring it to being just my backpack setup back to my cart. It's got the fenders. It's kind of got everything that I feel like I need to be able to maximize using a cart some of the time. Again, where I live is just not that conducive to just cart use. I go back and forth all the time. So for me, it took me a long time to realize that, I didn't need a seat. And ultimately, I may still go back to my Rogue Iron. It's a phenomenal cart. I don't have a bad thing to say. Probably one of the best carts you can get, truthfully. But for me personally right now, this setup feels very adaptable, very flexible, and it doesn't require me to be switching all of my gear from my bag to my cart and going back and forth the whole time. So at the top also, I didn't mention, but it's a great grip. Rubber, super comfortable, feels like it's going to hold up well over time. I just actually have a little phone mount up there as well. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. We got a few more reviews coming out to you guys this summer. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for asking when that next video is coming. And as always, my name is Ryan. This is Local. We are local.